Welcome back, everyone. Dirch here, and I am here with none other than Demonite because we break things down like no other, hopefully. Not to inflate our egos too much, but that's what people tell me, so I believe it. As I said yesterday in my video, we are going to go on a deep dive in this thing. So I took 174 screenshots of the trailer,
Oh yeah.
so I wasn't going back and forth and pausing and rewinding and all that shit. This way I can just flick through the photos and we can really talk about him as stills. So if you guys have not checked out Dave Knight's channel, definitely go do that because he's the man. And I believe today he just hit 10,000 subscribers as well, which is pretty sweet.
Yep. I'm gonna make a video about that as well.
Awesome. So do you have any intro you want to say, Dave Knight, before we start looking through the photos here?
Um, I guess I'm hyped about Borderlands, and that's it.
All right. And I think the first screenshot is just pure hype, too. You just get this psycho mask. And just
hmm
plain and simple, just it laying on the rocks. It looks good. And
Yeah,
a perfect way to kind of cut the video and start it.
yeah, I think so too.
And I have loading issues. No. All right, let me get these back open here. Way to start.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, just like at PAX, right?
Oh man, I felt so sorry for them.
Oh, come on.
Like you could tell how nervous Randy was.
Yeah, this is a long time making, and I am pulling a Randy right now. There we go. All right, we're back. So the second screenshot I have here is pretty simple. Just the new villains. We see them on screen before, but this is the first time you see their names, and it is the Calypsos, Troy, and what's the other name there?
Oh, I have actually not looked up any of the names,
Okay,
to be honest.
another one starts with a T, but the letters are kind of small there. Trying to look at it.
Yeah. So the kind of vibe I'm getting from them is like brother sister maybe.
Yep, that's what I've been kind of told. Brother and sister, they both start with a T. Last name's Calypso's. She is a siren, as we'll see the tattoos later.
hmm
And he's got a big mechanical arm. Now, a lot of these leaks about, like, I guess in the last few months, about, like, the characters and stuff are turning out to be true. And they said he gets siren-like powers. And later in the trailer, Lilith loses her tattoos. So I wonder if they somehow
Yeah,
transfer her powers to him.
yeah, that could be something.
And they're both called Children of the Vault too. They got the vault symbols on their heads, so I don't know.
You
It's gonna be
think
intriguing.
you think they're gonna be equally sharing their spot as a villain, or the focus is gonna be more in her, and he's kind of a side character to her?
I think he's gonna be kind of her sidekick, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
kind of feeling like that as well. He might be a boss or something before her, and if you
yeah,
defeat him,
kind of like
she's
Jack then the
like gonna be
warrior.
pissed and stuff.
I'd rather kind of fight them
Yeah,
both together. That seems like a better fight, but who
yeah.
knows?
We just
But
have to see.
oh, go on.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
We both interrupted each other. Um, yeah, I don't know. They look interesting. I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, they look like emo or Hot Topic or this stuff," but Gearbox did such a good job with villains in the Borderlands franchise so far.
Yeah,
I mean, mainly Jack, but I mean a lot of other ones too. A lot of the DLC villains were great. Even like Shadow Trap and stuff from the pre-sequel. So I'm willing to kind of put some blind faith in they created some good villains for this. They've taken their
yeah.
sweet ass time with it, so hopefully it's right. And his arm looks pretty sweet there. I think there's some more shots of that as we go forward.
hmm
Next, we see our Vault Hunters. So there's a lot of interesting things in this picture, actually. I don't know how much you stared at this first shot of them.
Yeah, there's lots of things to talk about, not just about the Vault Hunters, also about the guns
Yup.
and the whole scenario.
So to the left, we've got our siren, and we kind of see her action skill a little bit later, but she's a melee siren, which to me seems pretty fucking sweet. Can't really see her
Yeah.
gun in this too well, but I like the different like size of all these guys too. But she is jacked. She's the one I'm most excited for. I love my sirens. She looks sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, she seems like the character right up your alley.
Yeah. Next, we have the Beastmaster, who is fucking massive. And it looks like he's got kind of a laser gun there, maybe. Could be
Yeah.
an assault rifle, maybe an E-Tech. It's hard to tell, but that barrel makes it look either laser or E-Tech. And he's got claws on his feet, which I love. It's all those little details, and his face almost looks like Loaderbot. Wouldn't that be hilarious if it turns out he is Loaderbot from Tales of the Borderlands?
Yeah, he definitely looks uh kind of like Wilhelm in the sense that he's maybe more cyborg than human.
And he's got some claws on his hand too. So he's exciting. The next one over is our mech girl, I guess. She calls out a giant mech, and we get a good shot of that later. And I'm
Yeah.
really excited about what's in her hands, because that looks like a Jacob's spin barrel, like the Becca, Hammer Buster, Gatling Guns. You know my love for those. And that looks
Hmm.
like the Jacob stock and everything too. So I'm pretty pumped about seeing that gun.
Yeah. A lot of the new guns look really interesting.
Yep, I've got
But
a lot of
there's
screenshots of
gonna be
those.
more later, yeah.
Yep. And then we have our, who I think is going to be our jack of all trades class. It's our decoy man. So he puts out the decoy, and I guess from what I've read, he's got like a lot of technology that he uses to not augment himself like Wilhelm, like be a cyborg, just technology to use on people.
Yeah. There's also this little drone in the background.
Yep. And I think that's his because he's the tech guy. So he's going to be a decoy. He's got a drone, but notice on his hand that's hanging down there, he's got like big ass Wolverine claws.
Oh yeah.
Now, I've looked at the other shots of him in this video, and those aren't on him. So I'm wondering if that's one of two things. Either this is a hint at melee weapons, which I don't see any others in the trailer, or it's an augment on a skill tree where you can kind of go hybrid melee with him.
Yeah. Could be like an override skill or something.
Yeah, where you can just attach that. Because with the decoy, I can see him having some melee hybrid. I don't see him having a full melee tree. I'm also kind of predicting he's going to be the jack of all trades character, but I'm kind of hoping he
Yeah.
might have a sniper tree, because the melee siren's definitely not going to be a sniper. The Beastmaster doesn't seem sniperish. The big tank girl, that doesn't make sense for sniping. So if we have a sniper character, it might be him.
Yeah.
But also, I think he's going to be like the Axton, the Wilhelm, just the jack of all trades guy.
Hmm. So in reference to the original characters, and I know these characters are probably going to be pretty different in terms of design, but in reference to the originals, the kind of vibe I'm getting is that from left to right we have Siren, Berserker, Soldier, and then Hunter. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it could be. But it almost like, it's weird because the Siren's also the Berserker. And I think the
Yeah.
Beastmaster is more of the Hunter.
Yeah, it
And
it seems
then,
like they kind of mixed things up a bit,
yeah,
which is
which is
cool, of
good.
course.
Yep. But I'm really excited to see actual descriptions of their actions, skills, which hopefully we see
Yeah,
on the third. And then I can't wait to see the skill trees.
yeah. Because right now I'm really not sure who I'm more interested in. Because they just all seem very interesting, and
Yep.
I just need more information.
Although that screenshot we're going to see later of the Siren Powers has got me pretty pumped.
Yeah.
All right, so next, I just kind of highlighted in on some of the guns here. So this definitely, to me, with that barrel, the design of it, it looks laser E-Tech to me. And I think we're getting both laser and E-Tech back.
Yeah, also from the color scheme, it looks kind of Maliwan like maybe.
It might be, yeah. And then the Jacobs rifle, which has got me so pumped.
Oh yeah, there's some really nice Jacobs shotguns later,
Yep.
which I
I'm
assume
hoping
they're
they are.
Jacobs,
And
but
then
they
here's
at least
another
look
one
like
of
it.
her a few steps forward. God, that looks good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm way too excited about Jacob's weaponry. And then I've got his drone here, which we already talked about. Kind of want to just highlight that so people can see that, because I think there's a little picture of a drone behind him in that first teaser too. So that he's going to be interesting, his kit. And then this almost looks like a laser in her hands from the pre-sequel, with the piece under it, under the
Yeah.
barrel. Those were like the
Kind
doll blasters, right? Had that design?
yeah, kind of difficult to tell from this angle
Yeah.
and with the lighting.
Yep. And then there's just another one, the Beastmaster, looking all badass. I think he's going to be a fan favorite.
Yeah.
He seems to be the one most people are excited about.
Yeah, a friend of mine when we watched the trailer was all over him as well.
Yep. Yeah. Then just another shot of our tank girl. And here you can really see those claws well. So
Oh yeah.
that's got me curious. And I haven't seen many other people talk about this. I've been watching a lot of people do breakdowns on this stuff. And this
Yes.
is something I haven't seen anybody else point out yet, is these claws. So I don't know. I'm not thinking we're getting melee weapons in this game like we were hoping, or a lot of people were hoping. I
Yeah,
think this is an
I kind of don't
augment.
think as well.
Because I think if we did, we would see them in the trailer.
Yeah, I'm sure they would showcase them because that would be a whole new type of weapon.
Yep. So next year we just go into some environments. This one looks like it's placed somewhere in the dust area, and it looks like we're going back to a lot of old environments.
Yeah, so what do you think that stands for on the sign there?
The rupture is upon us. Holy is the mouth that bleeds. I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone in Discord just said maybe mayhem is a hint that the game's going to come out in May. I don't think it'd be all over the game if that was the case, but that might line up with the timeline.
Yeah, so what I'm kind of thinking, um, also in reference to the villains, they're kind of like this cult
Mm-hmm.
and brainwashing people into fighting for them and stuff. So I kind of get the feeling maybe we'll have some religious undertones here and there about the vault and stuff.
Yeah, with the Children of the Vault, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, people are starting to make a religion out of that, out of
Yep.
the Iridian stuff that's happening
Yeah, I can
all
definitely
over
buy
again.
into that. Next shot, we have the Siren again and her workout routine of those insane abs. She's ripped. But this gun here, this is why I really took this shot. I think we're getting revolvers back. I think they're
Yeah,
going to separate revolvers and repeaters because there's a big difference of the way they look.
yeah, it looks like it again. Later on, there's also probably a screenshot you took of that one repeater pistol.
Yeah, there's some interesting looking repeaters. But also this one, to me, it almost looks Torg to me. Torg gun seems to get a major rework. I think it was Wings Day in Discord was that first complaining he didn't see any Torg guns. Then as I went through, I saw a bunch of gyro jets and stuff, and Torg almost looks like it looks more like Borderlands 1 Torg.
Yeah. In general, I'm kind of getting the vibe they're trying to mix Borderlands 1 in there as well,
Mm-hmm. There's a
which
lot
is
of
pretty cool.
pre-sequel in this, too.
Yeah.
So here we see our decoy popping out, which is pretty sweet. And the decoy's got a lot better movement than like the Digijacks and stuff.
Yeah, and
And that's
he
just
actually,
new gen, I think.
yeah, he reminds me a lot of the Digijacks.
Hmm.
So you think this guy is associated with Hyperion in any way? Also because of the color scheme,
Yeah,
maybe?
he could be, because Hyperion kind of fell in Tales of the Borderlands. There's still Hyperion guns that I saw, but
Yeah.
Hyperion might be in shambles, and this guy could be, an ex-Hyperion spy or something
Yeah.
that just kind of ran away with a lot of technology and is doing his thing.
Yeah, I
Also,
can
I have
see
a
that.
feeling his eye patch is augmented in some way that looks like tech.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've got a bunch of shots of the Beastmaster here. So you can see we've got the skag, the spider ant, and this little like I don't know bully mong, but with two arms looking thing. You can't see it on the spider ant, but on the skag you see the cybernetic enhancement on its eye. Then you see the arm on that little like bully mongish thing.
Yeah.
And that guy's got a gun too. So I'm gonna skip to the next one. You see he's got a melee weapon here, but that could just be his default melee weapon.
Yeah.
But then you see there's like fire or something around the spider ant, which is interesting. And then you can see the gun in the other guy's hand. So his beasts seem pretty interesting.
Yeah. I think what might be the case is that they're all part of the action skill, but you can choose one maybe or something like that. And they all have different abilities and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe the ability of that bullymong thing is to equip a weapon or something.
That would be sweet.
Which would be pretty... Yeah, that would be cool. And
go ahead.
also back to him. Maybe we... So what I'm trying to say is if they all have different abilities, maybe you can build around each of them and have like one focus on healing or something and the other on damage, which would be pretty cool in my opinion.
Yeah.
Also, one thing I've noticed, on his shoulder, he has the same skull as Axton.
Interesting.
So he might be, I don't know, associated with Dahl or something.
All right. I did not catch that, so that's a damn good catch. There's so much shit in these trailers. It's insane.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Watch. He is like Axton. Axton had a terrible accident and became a robot. That would make your day.
It would.
So next we've got our tank girl and the mech suit behind her that digi-spawns around her. And then other Vault Hunters, I think maybe just one at a time. But other people can ride the mech. Mm-hmm. And you see that in trailer.
Yeah, that's also going to be really interesting to look into once we have more information.
Yeah, so my worries with her, so I'm almost least excited about her, even though it looks sweet. And you can definitely augment the mech. Because you see different guns on it later than you see it here with its hands and kind of the maybe rockets below them.
Yeah.
So obviously you upgrade it with the skills, but is she going to suck outside the mech? So is she going to be like totally reliant on being in it? But then also we've seen scaling issues with pets and stuff. And how will the mech suit scale? Because if it doesn't scale well, she's going to be terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
There's probably a whole skill tree dedicated to buffing the mech.
Yeah.
And changing weapons and all of that. I'm thinking it might also either add an extra health bar or get an upgraded health bar with armor or something.
I'm thinking the mech suit will have its own health bar, and when it dies, she comes out of it.
Yeah, that would be the logical thing, I think.
But we'll see how that all turns out. But I'm most nervous about her because of the issues we've seen in the past with that stuff. And hopefully they've learned their lessons and fixed it. I mean, it wasn't that bad in the pre-sequel, actually. Because how did Willem's pets scale?
They scale pretty well.
Okay, so maybe they've learned from that.
Reliably kill stuff.
Okay.
What I'm kind of hoping with her is that if there's gonna be a turret somewhere between shared between those four Vault Hunters, maybe on her. So
yeah,
if she does have a turret, I'm much more excited about her than I am now. But as it stands now, Beastmaster and Hunter are kind of my go-to characters, maybe.
All right. So next we just go back to some environments. This almost looks like the arid area here. It could be the dust.
Yeah.
And the dust and the arids are similar. Mm-hmm. But it seems similar. Good looking environments, and we'll see how Unreal 4 makes it look better.
Yeah, it's your general Borderlands vibe, which I think they catch really well because you have a lot of areas that look really wastelandish, but then you also have a really stark contrast with
Hmm.
areas like the large city we're gonna see later,
Yeah, yeah,
which I'm
that thing
really
looks
excited
sweet.
for.
And then next there's a shot of just torturing a bandit, which I think is fun. Some people, I heard some complaints, they said, this trailer's too serious. Borderlands a fun game. And I'm like, there's bandit torture, there's a walking gun, there's Brick playing the saxophone. I thought it had a lot of humor in it. So,
Yeah, typical Borderlands, I think.
yep, it's a mixture. So here we start seeing the siren, and Jesus, she is jacked. I love the look of her. And then, yeah, you see her pop the arms out. This is just so fucking cool. And
Yeah,
they nailed it.
she just goes full star platinum.
Yep.
If
Now,
people
this
don't
is
know
what I
what that
really
stands
like.
for.
I don't know if you caught this or not, but when she's activating her arms, it looks like she puts out a shock nova.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe she's a bit shock focused. Like
Yeah.
with Lilith,
Gauge a
she's
bit.
more on the fire
Yep.
side, and she might be shock elemental.
Yeah, because this one here, you can see it's a fairly decent sized nova around the arms, and I'm wondering if you activate it, you put out that shock nova. Now, how much did you play Battleborn? Or did you play it at all?
Uh, I played it a little bit, but not really,
Okay.
to be.
So there was a melee brawler, a really like berserker class Atticus, and like he had this shock arm, and when he punched people, he would spread shock and like slow them down. And it was this really awesome thing for like a big bulky guy. He would get lifesteal off it too. But
Okay.
I would love that because in other images, like the shock stays around her, and if she would spread shock as she's like punching through mobs, and then you would like daze them or slow them, I think that's a great mechanic for a
Yeah, that
berserker.
would be cool. I think in Borderlands 1 can't Lilith daze enemies even.
Yes, yeah, she has that.
So maybe we'll see that return.
Yep. I would love to see that mechanic return. I mean, Lilith had it on her gun, but I would love to see it on melee because that would just make the berserker way way better.
Yeah, because that way it's also kind of adding survivability for you when enemies can't attack you that
Yep. And it makes sense. Like when you
quickly
get
anymore.
shocked, it's like a tase. You
Yeah,
know, it
you're
all
stunned
kind
for
of
a second there.
yeah. It's a lot of speculation and wishful thinking, but I've
But
got a
yeah,
lot
I
of that
can
going
see
on.
that.
Then we go here into just a nice scenery here. This looks like a brand new area.
Yeah,
It's
that
got a
looks
very
really
like
sweet.
Asian look to it.
Yeah, looks definitely looks very interesting.
It's almost
I
like
wanna
cherry blossom trees and the roof shapes and
Yeah, it's almost kind of like a Tiny Tina DLC vibe to it.
yeah, a little bit. There's another area that looks like that too later on that I noticed. So here we see Tanis with the new Vault Hunters opening a vault key. And this is interesting because with those Battleborn Easter eggs, there was one that said Tanis isn't what she seems, making it out that she might be a villain.
Mm-hmm.
So is she playing these guys? And this also looks similar to the area where Lilith is crawling, losing her tattoos.
Yeah, and there's
So
also a vault key lying
key
there.
laying there. So we're gonna see some interesting things with Tanis. It's awesome
Mm-hmm.
she's back because I love Tanis.
Also, what I'm thinking is that the trailer says explore the worlds.
Yep,
So I think we might not just stay on Pandora anymore
yep. So
because it
it
says worlds, and we have all of these vault keys now
yep.
with vaults on different planets.
And the end of Borderlands 2, you saw those different planets, and then there was the other Easter egg in the Battleborn DLC saying "Welcome to Promethea" or
Yeah.
"Visit Promethea" or something like that. So we're probably going to Promethea and
Hmm.
Pandora at least, if not more.
Yeah, and that of course opens up a whole new realm of possibilities in terms of having different areas,
Yep. And I think just the
which
sheer
wouldn't fit on
size of this
Pandora
game could
anymore.
be huge.
Yeah,
That's what I'm really hoping. This is just a massive freaking game. I mean, Borderlands 2 is huge. I'm just assuming this is going to be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
So here's the next one. We see someone riding the mech here, and we see the siren, and that looks like an E-Tech gun there. That's very E-Tech looking. But
Yeah,
here you can
also
see
those
like
kind of
different,
Mali one.
yeah, like different weapons on the arms of the mech from what we saw in the previous picture. Because that left arm's got some weird spread thing going on, and then you've got like 2 Gatling guns on the right arm,
Yeah.
and then a
So
mounted gun on top. Because I don't think that's the character's gun. I think that's a mounted gun you can fire, but that could be the character's gun.
yeah, those weapons are probably maybe 1 out of 1 skills that you can
Yep.
invest in or something, and you'll just get more DPS or can choose between weapons. Maybe you'll get like a weapon wheel or something.
Ah, that'd be cool. Going on. So here we see the opposing siren doing something with her hand, which we'll find out what her siren powers are. Right now we have no clue. We just know she's a siren.
Yeah.
Now we see some vehicles. Now this is very much looking like the Dust. But what intrigues me about this is if you look in the background there, and someone in Discord pointed this out, they thought that's the crashed moon base.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't think about that.
And there's some other shots that look like it too. And that would make sense that we get to explore that. But I think this is confirmed that we still have vehicle skins too, because you see that purple.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of flashy skins later on as well. And the new vehicles also look kind of interesting in my opinion.
Yeah, I've got some good shots of the hover ones later.
Yeah, I don't think there's only going to be 2 or 3 vehicles. I think there's going to be a bunch of them.
Yeah, I think we might have seen 5 in the trailer. So here we've got the Sawblade Bandit Technical, and then you have the regular. What's the regular car you have? But it looks
the speeder.
Yeah, it looks like the speeder, but a little different.
Kind of like a buggy.
Yep. So the next one we see the female psychos. This is cool.
Oh
This
yeah.
is some fan service. People have been asking for this and complaining about it, and it's finally here. And there's more shots of them too, which I think confirms that this isn't like a boss fight. It's regular enemies. And this also looks like it's in the arid area, the arid Badlands. This looks like that area right out of New Haven in that first game.
Oh yeah, with all of those containers and stuff.
Yep. I could be mistaken there, but it looks like that area.
Yeah, I bet we're gonna visit some Borderlands 1 areas again.
Yep. So here's the hover car, which is taking the Stingray technology from the pre-sequel, and looks pretty sweet to me. I'm pretty pumped about that.
Yeah.
I just like the way those handled. The movement was just fun to me, I thought.
Yeah.
Some people complain they seem slow, but I just like the way they moved.
Yeah, I'm also kind of hoping they'll rework vehicles in terms of their guns a bit and make them scale better and stuff.
Yeah. The vehicles in Borderlands needs a lot of work. They are trash, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This next shot, I just love this shot here.
Oh,
This psycho, he just looks intimidating. That weapon looks like it's got more detail than we've seen in the past. But you also have a few things here. This looks like Sir Hammerlock's DLC.
That's what I was also thinking.
You have a corrosive barrel here, which is so barrels are back. And then a loot chest, which isn't that shocking.
Yay.
But there's a lot of
Everyone
shots that
asked
looks
for
like
barrels.
Hunter's Grotto area.
Uh-huh.
And this
Yeah,
is
I
like
forgot
that
what the-
elevated. What's the name of that map? It's that elevated area where you go and meet Claptrap.
Yeah, I forgot what the continent was called. Where all of that takes place, but it has a specific name.
Yep. So I'm pretty sure we're going there.
Yeah.
So this has got me super pumped. So this looks like she's jumping in air and she's going to do like a ground punch. And you got that shock flying all over, and maybe she just spawned her arms, but I don't know. This thing makes her look interesting. So I'm wondering if she's got like a pounce attack, like some melee
Yeah,
override
maybe.
to kind of help close the distance, which can be a, your issue
Uh,
with berserker melee in a shooter is how do you close the gap? One, you have to
yeah,
be tanky. Two, you got to have a lot of healing. But a pounce move can really help that. And if she would like pounce and do like a shock AoE ground pound, that could be
yeah.
awesome
Or
and
a
new.
third option, what I was thinking about, which would also kind of work with the whole shock theme, would be if she has movement speed and all of that.
Yeah,
If she
that
can
could
like
help it.
speed herself up with her
Charge
abilities.
yourself or something.
Yeah.
I can see that. So who knows what the skill trees are going to be, but this has got me excited. But also, this looks like Hammerlock's DLC again. If you look at this map, this looks like the area where right before you went to fight Nakayama.
Oh yeah, that's true. The
Adorok
lighting is a lot
Station, is it, or
different.
something like that?
Yeah, with this like huge structure in the
Yeah, this
background.
structure looks like that.
Yeah, kinda.
So this next one, we see a black psycho. Now, there's only one guy like this, and he's got these glasses, so this guy might be like a boss or a unique enemy.
Yeah.
But that's the
Maybe
first time
or
we've
maybe
seen that.
it's-
Um, all right. So next, we go back to our Vault Hunters here.
Yeah. And that shotgun looks kind of interesting in my opinion.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of bandit weapons, but it looks very refined.
Yep. So I saw some
So,
other weapons that look bandit, but notice the two barrels here. I'm seeing a
hmm
lot of double barrel non-shotgun. Oh, this could be a bandit shotgun. But I'm seeing a lot of guns with two barrels that look like they have two functions. So I'm wondering if we're going to get multiple firing guns. Because if you look at the other gun to the left, the sniper looking gun, you have like a grenade or kind of small rocket
hmm
projectile on bottom.
Maybe like an attachment, a grenade launcher attachment or
It could
something.
be a grenade launcher attachment. And a lot of modern shooters, and not even modern, like even old shooters, have had guns with, a primary firing and a secondary firing.
Yeah.
And I think that might be coming to Borderlands, which would
Yeah.
definitely modernize it a little bit.
hmm
And
It would
those,
also
this is going to
really
date myself, but I grew up in the age of GoldenEye. But there's a sequel to GoldenEye that not a lot of people played because it wasn't licensed for Bond called Perfect Dark. And it was like the exact same thing as GoldenEye, but you had secondary functions. One of them was like a laptop gun. It was a submachine gun. You could throw it and it would mount to walls and become a turret.
hmm
So I'm really pumped if we get secondary firing options on guns.
yeah, it would add a lot of diversity as well.
A ton
And
of diversity.
just make a bajillion guns bajillioner.
Well, you notice at the end of this, they didn't say gajillion or bajillion like a fake word. They said a billion, a real word.
Yeah.
So I
Maybe
think
maybe
they
they're coming
actually
down to
have
earth.
I think they actually have, if they're going to say they have a billion guns, I think they legally have to for like false advertising and shit, right? So I think they might have actually added enough weapon variations to crack the billion guns.
Yeah, I guess it
'Cause-
depends on what you define as a weapon.
yeah.
Because if you go by in Borderlands 2, if you go barrel
hmm
by barrels, then you have like around 300. But if you go by all variations, then yeah, you have like a billion or
140
something.
million. Yeah, like Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2 is like 140 million and 160 million or something like that. And now they're claiming a billion. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, so we could have a lot of things going on with a single weapon.
Yep. And that's why like really looking at these guns is kind of insane.
hmm
And there's a lot more hints later on too for things like that. Yeah, and this is just a firing mode. That almost looks like a flamethrower, the way that's
Yeah,
shooting,
it
which
looks
would
really
be
cool.
sweet. And that could just be the projectile coming out, but I don't know. That doesn't look like muzzle flare. And then here you see again, I don't see a projectile. It just looks like flame. But it just could be,
Yeah.
you know, in between frames. So here we got our Beastmaster again with his skag. Not too much
Yeah.
else, but we have another assault rifle here with a spin barrel. But look, this texture is really nice. It's almost like the
I'm
hammerlock texture.
yeah, I'm thinking maybe that's a unique.
Yeah.
And also in this shot we only see these skags, so
Yep.
that's why I'm kind of thinking he can switch between those,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not all at the same time there.
Yep. I also love the bandana on the skag. Is that who's that skag you saved in Borderlands 2? That'd be hilarious if it.
Scrappy.
That'd be hilarious if this is Scrappy.
Yeah.
I highly doubt it, but
It will just play as Crazy Earl. That's
yeah.
the Beastmaster.
So this is cool that we see the ultimate badass. God, what the fuck are these guys called again? Ultimate badass
Goliath.
Goliath, yeah. Or it looks like he's fully charged up, but he's like way more charged. Maybe it's a unique Goliath.
He looks kind of cybernetic.
Yeah, with like the hands and stuff. So that guy looks scary. But also, we see Varkids too. So this, I think, confirms evolving enemies are back, which was a problem with the pre-sequel. So it looks like they learned their lessons there. But also from these stairs and stuff, this looks like we're back in the Hammerlock area.
Yeah. Looks like a swamp area.
Yep.
Maybe also, what was the DLC in Borderlands 1? Or no, I think that was
Jacob's Cove, the zombie
that
DLC.
canon?
I think it's all canon.
I don't remember. Because it was like, with zombies and stuff, it was
Yeah.
more like, Headhunter DLCs from Borderlands 2. Some of
Yeah,
those aren't
could be.
canon, if I remember correctly.
But yeah, Jacob's Cove was a cool area. It
Yeah,
could be
definitely
like that.
was.
So this we see our third vehicle, the single wheel. This thing looks so cool. That side mounted gun, and
Uh-huh.
I'm excited to
Yeah.
drive that. That looks like fun.
Yeah, it looks like we'll get a bunch of vehicles.
Mm-hmm. So we've seen at least 3. This is another area that looks like the Hammerlock DLC, but whatever this flame thing he's got going on here, I don't know. Maybe we are seeing flamethrowers, or maybe this is just a unique enemy. But his
Yeah.
mask and stuff, he looks cool. I dig it. Actually, he's got a flame tank on back, so he could just be like those fire nomads. But I hope we see flamethrowers that we can equip. That would be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. Her face kind of looks like crap in these shots. But I took a bunch of pictures of the sequence. Because, hey, this spin gun looks fucking sweet. It looks bandit, but it also looks like
Yeah.
laser E-Tech with the stuff on top. And that's the cryo color. So we see a lot of cryo in this. So I'm pretty sure
Oh, yeah.
cryo's back.
Uh-huh.
You have this like spike
there's-
at the bottom. This
there's
thing just
also
looks awesome.
Some purple weapons, so maybe we'll be getting both cryo and slag.
Yeah. So yeah, here's another shot from it with not as much going on, so you can see the gun better. This gun looks so cool.
I mean, it could also be shock, and the lighting is just
Yeah,
a bit
it could
weird,
be
but
shock.
Later on, there's definitely a cryo weapon. I
Yeah,
think.
God, these shots are so beautiful.
Oh yeah, that looks like a wallpaper I take.
Yeah. Yeah, the next one too. Jesus. So now we see Lilith for the first time with her wings. This is before she loses her tattoos. Going on to Maya with this kid. Whatever's going on here, but long hair Maya. I said it in the last video. I like it. I'm super happy. Yeah, I have no
Yeah.
idea who this kid is. Someone said it was a kid from the pre-sequel, maybe, grown up a little bit.
Pickle?
Not Pickle,
I
but
don't know.
did Pickle have a little sister or something? I'm trying to remember, like a little
Right.
kid.
Yeah, he had a sister.
Yeah, so it could be something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that could be speculating. But this area looks like in Hatred Shadow to me. But it also looks like that area we saw earlier that would kind of look like Asian themed. Which,
Yeah.
you know, Hatred Shadow wasn't a real area. They're imagining it, but it looks like that. with the
Yeah.
mountains and the tall peaks.
Maybe it's also just a new area on a new planet
Yeah. Well, Maya
that
did
we
come
haven't
from like
seen
a
before.
monastery originally, so maybe this is like Maya's area.
Could be, yeah.
Didn't think about
Maybe
that
maybe
before.
she, yeah. But yeah, we'll be seeing all of our Vault Hunters again, but um, aged, which is
Yep.
pretty cool.
Yeah, but they all haven't shown up yet, so that's going to be interesting. But you can only fit so much in a trailer, so I'm not too worried about not seeing
Yeah.
the other ones. But in this scene too, this is one of those scenes that you can't see it in these stills, but the facial expressions got a lot better with the new engine.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the way the faces move and stuff. Because before, like NPCs and stuff, the
They
facial
all,
expressions were terrible.
yeah, they all look the same whenever
Yep.
they talked and stuff.
Yeah, and they didn't have any movement in their face, and they look a lot more lifelike now, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So just subtle upgrades. Like it still looks very Borderlands, which I love. Some
Yeah,
people
that's
complain,
what I
but
was going to say. It's still true to the source material, you could say.
yep. But everything just looks a step nicer, which is
Mm-hmm.
all I want. I want its
Very,
unique look. I just want it polished.
yeah, exactly. It looks very polished, like a polished Borderlands too.
Yeah, I love this facial expression of hers after the boom. Yeah, I love Maya. All right, enough gushing over Maya and her blue hair. Here we see a Beastmaster with an amazing looking. I don't know if that's like an automatic shotgun or assault rifle, but that looks sweet.
Yeah.
That guy looks awesome.
In the background, also you have a catcher, right?
Yep. Also, this area here,
And a
this
fast
looks.
travel.
Yep, fast travel catch a ride, but this looks like the Torg DLC to me.
Yeah, kinda. We'll get some more areas like this later that look kinda Torque DLC-ish.
So it's interesting that we might be going back to all these areas because this almost looks
Hmm.
like the badass crater of Badassitude,
Yeah.
just a little
And
revamped.
there's like this you'll probably took a screenshot of it later, like this new um arena with
Yeah,
a
that looks like the
big,
inside of the Badassitude, right?
yeah, exactly, with like
Yeah.
a lot of viewers around it.
Yeah, this is another shot of the gun. You can kind of see it firing. This thing just looks badass.
Hmm.
And it's got like which is weird for an assault rifle to have the stability option on top, the tripod. But if you look at this too, look at this
Yeah.
gun. You have this barrel up top with like the wood grain, and then you have the lower barrel. So another kind of two barrel gun on different levels, which almost looks
Yeah,
like different firing.
it almost looks like a kind of an LMG almost.
Yeah, it looks like a tough fucking gun.
Which I was thinking, later on we'll see some more heavy weapons. Maybe we'll get a new heavy weapon type class, like LMGs or
Yeah.
general stuff.
Because in Borderlands 1, were there two different assault rifle types, like combat rifles and assault rifles? Or am I making that up?
I don't really remember, but I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, this is just another shot of him looking sweet firing that thing off. And just like the lighting and all that stuff is a little bit better in this.
Hmm.
So here is the big shot.
Yeah.
Lilith without tattoos, and they seem to be celebrating behind.
Hmm.
And you also see his big robot arm that looks fucking cool. Very steampunk. Those two also have a very like anime vibe to them.
Oh yeah.
Just their
Yeah.
hair and
Kind of looks like they steal the vault key or something.
so that's gonna be interesting plot wise.
Hmm.
I wonder if it's gonna make people sympathetic to Lilith because a lot of people after TPS didn't like her.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. I thought maybe they're gonna make her go bad, but it looks like they're gonna try to maybe sympathize back to her. I don't know.
What people also said, if a character dies, Lilith is a good candidate,
Yeah.
like Roland in Borderlands 2.
Yep. As long as it's not Aurelia.
For me, it's Zero. I hope they don't kill off Zero.
Zero
but they
can't
never
die. He's immortal.
will. Yeah.
I just decided that's his canon. So yeah, here we see the cars again. I think this is the first shot of the hovercraft. Or this is a different one though. The other hover one was lighter. This thing is way
Mm-hmm.
more tanky, so we might get multiple hover vehicles too.
Yeah, and the background is like another speeder type of thing, but it doesn't look like the first one we saw.
No. So yeah, I'm thinking we're going to get a lot of different
May-
vehicles in this.
Maybe we'll also just get like vehicles, but they're really heavily customizationable,
That'd
so
be
you can
cool.
make them look different.
Yeah, I dig that.
And the area again, kind of like the Dust or some Borderlands 1 areas,
Yep,
maybe.
yep. So yeah, another Beastmaster with that same gun we saw before. It's got an interesting barrel on it. Look at that thing. That's weird.
Hmm. And again, the Skag without
Yep.
anything else.
No, it's actually just from the same sequence. Yeah, here we have Patch again, and not too much going on in this picture, but the reason I screenshot this, you notice he does not have those Wolverine claws in this one.
Yeah.
So that is probably an augmentation, or maybe it is a melee weapon, but I don't think. I think it's an augment. But this is
Hmm.
another Gatling gun. Looks like maybe a doll Gatling.
Yeah, kind of.
Actually, it might be
It's like
Torg from the muzzle flare. Well, maybe not.
you
Either
can't
way,
clearly see it, but it kind of looks like camouflage on there.
yeah. But either way, Gatling guns are back, and I love Gatling guns. This gun looks interesting. So here's another. You have an upper barrel and a lower barrel, and it looks like you have two mags down below too, like two drum barrels.
Ah, yeah.
So this is where I think you. I think we're gonna have multiple barrel guns with different functions.
Hmm. And what you can also see is that it's heating up.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we can get like a little animation on guns if you shoot them for long enough, which would be pretty
That
sick.
would be very sweet.
And she also has what looks like a rocket launcher on her back.
Yep. And the next shot is actually just zoomed into that. So this, I think, is
Okay.
that sniper rifle with a rocket on it as a secondary attachment. Because that barrel, you see that long sniper barrel,
Oh yeah.
and then a rocket there. But also, look at the scope. So
For
you have
when
a
a headshot
scope,
isn't enough.
but then it also looks like an iron sight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I've seen
so
this on
it
other
could be
guns,
like a
and
double gun, yeah.
yeah, but in a lot of guns you can either iron sight or look down the scope. So you have your different FOVs.
Hmm.
You kind of tilt the gun to the side to look down the iron sights to look straight through the scope. I think we might be getting that in Borderlands 2 as well. Or in
Yeah.
Borderlands 3. Borderlands also, I should say. So that's something I noticed about the guns. Now we go back to some more just scenery. So this looks like typical Borderlands desert. And that looks like a Torg gun for sure. But the shotguns
Yeah.
seem more slimmed down. So this looks like maybe a grenade launcher or something beefy. I don't know what this gun type is, but I don't think this is a shotgun.
Yeah, it could be a grenade launcher.
Because it
I
looks
don't,
like a
I don't know.
Torg shotgun from Borderlands 2, but from the other shotguns we saw,
Mhm.
that wouldn't be
Ki-
interchangeable with barrels and parts. So,
It kind of looks like a quad barrel,
yeah.
just really slim.
Hmm. So we'll see what these actually are. This is, I think, what you're excited about.
Oh yeah, this just looks so awesome.
This city looks sweet. Now, when we see
Uh,
Reese later, I think he's in this city because when you look out the window, it looks like this city. It just looks
mhm.
like a way bigger opportunity.
Yeah.
But also this
Uh,
gun. Look at the barrel of this gun. This thing looks interesting too. Like, what the hell is this thing? Is that
Also
it? Could be a
the
rocket launcher.
yeah.
But
But
like these
also,
rings around the barrel
hmm
looks. I don't know. It looks interesting. I'm into it.
also looks kind of Maliwan again
Yep, definitely
with
looks a little bit
with
Mollywan.
those B patterns.
Also, yeah,
But
the
also
kind of the curve at the back of it looks
yeah,
Mollywan.
about the background again. Um, it kind of doesn't look like we're on Pandora, to be honest. You have
No.
like these bluish clouds in the
Hmm.
background and all that. I'm thinking maybe Elpis or
Maybe.
a different
Elpis
area.
wasn't this developed to have anything this big though. This might be Promethea.
Yeah, But it doesn't look like
Well,
Pandora
also
anymore.
look at the lettering on these buildings in like the upper right corner. That's not like text we saw in Pandora. This looks like another language.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be Promethea. That's my
It looks
guess.
it wouldn't fit in Pandora anyway because
Hmm.
this looks a lot more civilized.
Yep. So this is definitely a different area.
Yeah, and it could kind of tie in with some of the background information we have on Promethea and the whole system Promethea is in. I think there's like multiple planets called Promethea, or was it Promethea?
I'm not sure.
The planet Gage is from. No, it wasn't Promethea. It was like Eden 4 or something.
Oh yeah.
And there's like a bunch of planets in that system that are more civilized. So maybe we'll get something on that.
Yeah. Maybe it's more than Pandora and Promethea. Who knows? But this definitely does not look Pandora, and I
Yeah.
definitely want to go there.
Yeah.
But this definitely looks like Pandora, and this looks like a Gatling gun, and it all makes
Oh
me
yeah.
happy. But this looks back like the Hammerlock kind of swamp area again.
Or maybe like a new swamp area.
Yeah. So this is the one. So look at it kind of in the haze in the background.
Yeah.
That
It's
looks
a
like
really
Helios.
massive structure.
And
And
it
I
looks like
don't
it's
remember anything like
broken.
that.
This looks like the crashed Helios.
Yeah, because you also have like those two towers, which could be in resemblance of Helios.
Yep. Kind of two different parts of the H that crashed.
Hmm. And I'd love to go there
Yeah,
because
a crashed Helios station. That could be cool.
you know we're gonna get a Handsome Jack Easter egg in there.
Yeah, yeah. So the next one, these guys, the three of the Vault Hunters are just running into an area. There's really nothing too much to say about this, I don't think.
Yeah, just a general showcase
Yep.
of the Vault Hunters
So
running, I
this is the
guess.
next area with this big shock machine. I have a feeling this is how they're taking Lilith's powers or transferring them. I could be way off there. It just could be a cool area.
Yeah,
But this
looks
looks
kind of
like
like a
a
bandit camp
yeah.
or like a hideout for the cultists or whatever they're called.
Hmm. But you definitely fight here because there's loot on the ground. So
Yeah,
and then you have some chest up on the top of there. So, but looks like an interesting area.
could be a boss fight area maybe.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that. Next is just another dust-looking area. You see the posters again with the Calypsos. I don't know if there's
Yeah, and again you have
holy
like
too, so
holy.
religious. Yep. So the
Hmm.
cultish thing, holy
Yeah,
broadcast center.
so maybe they have like their own kind of radio station or something that they're
Probably.
broadcasting
And there's
in.
these eyewitness things too, that kind of creepy art.
Hmm.
And I don't know what those symbols around the pupil are, because there's that kind of like greater than, less than, the circle, then the V. Don't know what that means.
Yeah,
It could be nothing, but sometimes there's
just
just
some
designs.
general Borderlands craziness.
Yep. So here we're back to what looks like Hammerlock's area, the
Hmm.
Hunter Grotto area,
Which
especially
looks
that cabin
really
up there.
sick in my opinion.
Yep. But it could be a different area that just looks like that, because this is a little more jungle-like.
Yeah,
But it
whereas
looks very
Hunter's
cool.
Grotto was a bit more, a
Swamp.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We see Ellie's scrap, or Ellie's crap. I like that touch. It's a nice little reminder, but it looks like, almost looks like this, looks like a similar garage to the dust, but not the same, because the side, the right side is definitely different. It could just be
It
built out
kind
and
of looks
upgraded.
like it looks like the one a bit in the Torque DLC. There's
Hmm.
like this garage, but I don't think it said Ellie's scrap. So
Yeah. So it could just be a new spot, but
yeah,
Ellie's back. We see her again later. Here's just another map. This almost looks like an area from the pre-sequel, but not quite.
it kind of looks like the main hideout for the villains? Because earlier we saw a screenshot of like this area with a big tower, and you'd have this gate in front of it, and all of these posters from the cultists, and that
Hmm.
tower looks the same. So I'm thinking maybe that's their hideout or their main base or something.
Now, some other people pointed out, see this 10 up here in kind of the top right?
Mm-hmm.
There's another shot where it had the same font where it was 01. So people were thinking 10/01 is a release date. But I think October's too far. If it was going to come out in October, I don't think they would announce it now. Because Randy said on the Nirvana podcast that talking about like release windows with games have to be shorter nowadays, and you can't put out that concept stuff and then change it in development and all that, and like you have to be more locked down and ready to go when you announce. And he
Mm-hmm.
said the announcement window on his next game is going to be shorter than the ones in the past. And the pre-sequel had a 4-month window from announcement to release. So that means we're probably going to have somewhere around a 3.5 month window.
Yeah.
So that's like 6-7 months out or something.
Which is kind of giving me anxiety because I still have so much to do in Borderlands 2. And once Borderlands 3 is out, like, I'm gone. I want to play that game
Yeah,
and make videos about that. I'm still going to continue with Borderlands 2, I think, but not for a while, at least.
yeah. That's interesting at least. Then this is the cool like fire breathing skull thing. Almost reminds you of Flint's area a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It almost
And
looks snowy too, but
it looks a bit like Frostborn Canyon, maybe.
yeah, it could be. So now we go back to another area. Don't really have too much to say about this area, but it definitely looks, Pandora.
Yeah,
Looks
looks like another
Borderlands.
another bandit structure.
Yep. Now we're back to another, just kind of looks again like the jungle or Hammerlock area.
Mm-hmm.
And now we get back to good look at our villains. It looks like they're making some kind of pilgrimage or something. A bunch of bandits running around them. They're kind of walking slow, but you can see his
Yeah.
face there. This guy's definitely like full of cybernetic enhancements.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a
And
lot
he's
of
got
metal on
like
his face, and he's got the arm, and
yeah, and he on his face, like his tattoo or drawing or whatever,
yep.
it's
So it looks like
looks
he's
like
trying to emulate a
siren.
siren.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
and it's
But
all
it's red.
red. So it looks like he's trying to steal the Firehawk powers or emulate them.
Mm-hmm. And you could also see in his arm and necklace, there's a bunch of red
Yep.
stuff going on.
Yep. So I think this is that one you're talking about earlier. It looks like it's in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
badass
exactly.
crater. Yeah, this thing. I want to fight this thing so bad. This thing looks fucking cool. Like, look at the detail. You can see like inside its body with the circuitry and inside its nose and kind of by its
Hmm.
eye. Like this thing is way more detailed than what we had in Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
And this isn't just like some cinematic. Like this looks like gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's got me really pumped. The saw blades that he
Yeah.
shoots at you. Like this looks like a cool fight.
Yeah. Definitely going to be a boss fight, I think.
Oh yeah. Then we go to this jungle area again. We see new villains or new wildlife. These like monkey-looking creatures, which look really cool. And then the
Mm-hmm.
Tyrannosaurus kind of thing chasing like the Stegosaurus chasing
Yeah.
the car. This thing looks so badass. That skull looks awesome.
Yeah.
And then the next shot of it breathing fire, and that's where it looks Skag with a split mouth and
Mm-hmm.
that like tongue coming out, that whatever thing. Like this guy. Uh, I hope that's just like a boss fight, not like badass enemies you run into in the wild all the time because they look like a pain to kill
Yeah, they look
and
tanky.
dangerous. Yep. But this is, I think, for a lot of people, this is like I think the highlight of the trailer. People loved seeing this guy.
Mm-hmm. The general area also looks pretty cool
Yep. A little more
with
jungly.
all of those green colors going on. It looks really sick.
Mm-hmm. So here we go to some enemies. So looks like another boss fight. You got like some little kid or maybe a midget on top of this big hulking cybernetic bruiser guy. Maybe like a red and belly fight or something like that.
Yeah.
This dude looks awesome. I don't know what this thing is, but I like this
Yeah.
look.
It kind of looks like elemental infused in
Yeah.
some way.
It almost
Some
looks related to the warrior. So I took a bunch of shots of this guy. So he does this big like elemental splash. Now this shot just looks fucking pretty. Like the rocks and the explosion, and this looks way better than Borderlands 2 graphics.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then he comes out of that and he's like infused, and here's where he like almost looks like the warrior-ish, the way his arms are and stuff.
Maybe they're related to the vault or something.
Yeah. But whoever this guy is, he looks cool. So well done on enemy design and diversity, Gearbox.
Oh yeah.
So now here we go to the Varkids, and you see our Vault Hunters shooting them. So the gun the Siren has here, this looks like a grenade launcher, not a rocket launcher.
And it looks TDR, I think.
Yeah, possibly. That's a Torg stock though.
And
It doesn't mean it's a Torg gun, but this might be a Torg gun.
Yeah, but if it's TDR, you know I'm gonna be all over a TDR grenade launcher.
Oh, they're gonna have TDR grenade launchers. Don't you worry. Varkids being back is a really good thing, and this actually almost looks like, God, what's the area with the Varkids? Not the Highlands. Yeah, Sawtooth, but not the first place you fought them. God, I'm drawing a blank on the map name.
Yeah, Sawtooth didn't have war kits, but it kind of looks like that area.
Yeah. But with that mine above, this looks like that mining area in the first map where you saw the Varkids.
Yeah. Free horns.
Yeah.
Something. It's not Free Horns Divide, I think.
Valley, I think. No,
Yeah.
there's an area off of those. Oh, well, it's a map name. Someone's
It's
going
where
to clear this in
Tiny
the
T
comments. Yeah. Next, we see that same big villain and the Beastmaster. And here you see he got shot with a Torg gun because you see that explosion on him. Which is, again, Torg guns are back, people. They just look different.
Yeah, splash damage. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, hopefully they simplify it.
Yeah.
This is cool. So when I made my first impression video, I thought these guys with a flying one of this, they look like Gordy. But it clearly says Maliwan on his chest. And as other people, well, there's an M2, it's a Maliwan color. So these are Maliwan robots. This is high-tech stuff. And then Maliwan kind of, foot soldiers.
Yeah.
This looks interesting.
Maliwan wasn't really that relevant on Pandora before, so I'm kind of thinking this could... Because in the background you also see like these big
really tall buildings.
So...
This could be that other planet.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
Yep.
Looks a lot more civilized again and stuff.
And people are saying like maybe Maliwan's the bad guy in this game. I don't know about that, but I'm excited to fight these things.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be like main villains or something.
No, because we already had the main villains, but maybe they're supporting the main villains. I don't know, but these things look scary, much more scary than loaders.
But that also means we'll probably get a good mixture of flesh and armor this time.
Yep.
If it's going to be that concept again.
Yeah, because that's something that the pre-sequel struggled with. But it almost looks like they still have the same crit points, because you look at their shoulder joints and leg joints, it almost looks like loader crit points.
And those flying things.
Yeah.
I hope they are not surveyors.
Yeah, we're all done with surveyors. And then we get Brick playing the sax, which I think is a Duke Silver Easter egg. I don't know if you've ever watched Parks and Rec, but it's a big show over here.
No, I haven't.
The main character, Ron Swanson, has an alter ego, Duke Silver, where he plays the sax to old women. This looks just like that. But here, so the next screenshot after this, I think was just cool because you could see the fade. So like Brick is still in the shot.
The transition.
He's centered. But
Yeah.
I want to give Gearbox a little credit for some pretty sweet editing in this. So I've got a few shots like this coming up where it looks like they just spent time like positioning these edits and cuts. A
Mm-hmm.
little extra detail. A lot of people are creeped out by this big, whatever purple-haired monstrosity here is. I don't want to fight that thing. It looks scary.
Yeah, I bet he's gonna be an NPC.
Yeah. But then we go to the next one. So here's what I'm talking about, this editing. So this is the first shot. I'm like, oh shit, Cryo's back. But I like how this big cryo explosion, you have that like Ferris wheel like in the middle of it. Like that's not accidental. That's Gearbox taking the time to edit that transition
Yeah.
to make sure it's like placed right. I think that's brilliant. So kudos to Gearbox to putting in a little extra effort into your trailer and making it awesome.
Yeah, and about the enemy, again looks Maliwan because you have this M on
Yep.
his knees.
Yep. But this one looks like he's on Pandora. But this is definitely Cryo's back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and this guy, yeah, some kind of like big Maliwan nomad.
Yeah, so
And there's
with
also Maliwan flags like burning in the background.
With
So-
Maliwan, we'll definitely be seeing a lot of elemental enemies.
Yep. And more Brick. Look at that mustache. Maya with blue hair again. Just looking like a badass because I love my Maya. And now we got Tina, Morty, and Brick. So what's interesting is that skull, is that on Brick? That's not Axton's skull, is it?
No, that's a different
Okay, that's
skull.
a different skull. But they all have skulls on them with this B. Oh, Brick. I don't see the B on Brick's, but you see that skull on Tina and on Morty's shoulder. And you can see it on his leg. So that's something. But also, look at this sniper that Mordecai has. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's a
also-
fucking sniper.
One thing I'm really happy about, Tina's not playable.
Yep. She's not playable. That is good
I'm
news.
so glad.
And she's grown up, so there's been some time that's gone by.
Yeah.
And then you see
Hopefully
this
she's
B
less
on her
annoying
back
now.
again.
Yeah, I haven't
So
noticed that.
That's something.
Yeah.
So they're almost like this team with that. I don't know. Then we see Ellie here in glorious Ellie fashion with her big drill. For a second, it looked like she lost her hand, but you can see a finger coming out here. So that's just some insane torture tool she was probably drilling somebody's skull with.
Yeah. So you think Ellie's going to be the main
Mechanic?
yeah, kind of replacing Scooter and what was her name in TPS?
Janie?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Janie, we haven't seen Janie, and I thought she was going to replace Scooter, but I don't know.
Yeah, she was in Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah. Yeah, so between Tails and TPS, I thought she was going to be the one, but maybe she is, and we just didn't see her in the trailer. Who knows?
Yeah. Could be both of them. Like,
Yeah.
Doesn't need to
They
be
could
a
be on
single
different
mechanic.
planets. We also haven't seen Athena. So,
Yeah.
I don't know what they're up to.
We also haven't seen any Iridian
Nope.
or yeah.
I have a feeling
like
there's a
the
lot
thing
they're not showing us yet.
with all of the in TPS the cutscene with the Iridian dude.
They got to be back. But this next one with the Hammerlocks. So nobody knows who this guy at the right is so far. His
Yeah.
face kind of looks like Sean Penn, but he could be another Hammerlock. He could be, was Alistair Hammerlock's boyfriend? I'm trying to remember Hammerlock's boyfriend's name. It could be that guy. It could
Yeah, I don't
be
remember.
the Baroness's servant. I don't know. He could be anybody. But
Yeah.
look at this gun
Aurelia.
on Hammerlock's shoulder. It looks like a pump action shotgun. Jacobs. I love that look of that gun. And we see another gun like this later. I'm pumped about that gun style.
Yeah. But also Aurelia looks sick, I think.
Yeah.
She looks really cool.
Yeah, I love Aurelia.
Also, I'm happy to see them together because that's gonna make for some interesting dialogue in the game.
And Hammerlock's glasses is still broke. So even though he's in a turbo mansion, he can't get like a decent pair of glasses.
Yeah. And still wearing the same clothes.
Yep. And this other guy, his shirt's ripped. So that's interesting. So she wouldn't have a servant with ripped clothing. That's beneath her.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet that's Hammerlock's boyfriend. Because he would
I
try to
bet.
look good, but probably can't.
Yeah, I bet Hammerlock would just refuse any offer from Aurelia,
Yeah.
uh, giving him better clothes and stuff.
But yeah, hopefully we see a lot more of them. There's so many
Mm-hmm.
like NPCs, like how are they gonna have time for them all unless the game's that big, which I hope it is.
Yeah.
Claptrap getting tortured in typical Claptrap fashion, stuck to
Yeah.
a giant magnet. Poor Claptrap's always
So
getting picked on.
so Claptrap, that's actually something we haven't seen him all that much
Nope.
in the trailer,
And
which is
the new voice actor, Jim Ferranda, will be taking over, and I can't wait for that.
hmm
So Dave
also
Eddings
his
left, but Jim is awesome.
yeah. And about Claptrap, he looks different. Like his eye, and he has like these
Yeah.
metal things nailed to him on the sides and at the top there.
Interesting. Didn't really pay attention to that before.
And this
Could
wheel,
just
I
be a
think, looks
graphical
also a
upgrade,
bit different.
but
Yeah, maybe.
yeah. But yeah, so more Claptrap getting picked on. This is the other one that got a lot of people excited. So
Yeah,
this looks
we
like
got
it's on the other
Reese.
planet, that city, but it's Reese with a sweet ass mustache,
hmm
slick hairdo. But that A is probably for Atlas. And then of course you got Zero in there, which has everyone excited.
Yeah,
And you notice the book behind him? There's a J for Jack.
yeah, but seeing Reese and Zero together,
With some Crimson Raiders.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm really looking forward to because Zero's like my favorite character in terms of storytelling and all
Yep.
that,
And they were
especially because
together in
of Tails.
Tails, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
God, Tails was
so
so good. If you
I'm
guys,
really looking forward to that.
yeah, if you guys haven't played Tails, like if you don't like that kind of game, just go find a playthrough on YouTube and watch it
hmm
because the story of Tails
Definitely
is
worth it.
so good. But I'm sure you can pick it up for like nothing. It's worth playing through. It's not hard to
Yeah,
play, and I,
for
I think
sure.
playing it you get a little better vibe of the story. But God,
hmm
Tails blew me away. I'm so sad that they went under and we're not going to get another one.
Yeah,
But yeah, anyways, we got it and it's awesome. Here we have Marcus, Tanis, and Moxie. But what I wanted to point out here is Marcus has got a man bun. Look at that.
I haven't seen it.
Yep, Marcus went hipster on us. Tanis looks like good old Tanis. But then here's another one you can tell it's Moxie. Definitely.
Yeah, but
I love
Tanis also
Marcus's new
looks.
design.
Yeah, they both look a lot more detailed.
And what his patch here, this like raccoon with sunglasses or something. I don't know what that is, but I like it. That might be another like faction thing. Who knows?
hmm
There's just a lot of detail. Yeah, Tanis looks a lot better. You can tell like it's this kind of stuff where you can see the Unreal 4 upgrades.
Yeah.
Here's our Vault Hunters again. The one thing on this one, this shot didn't turn out that great, but if you look at Patch here, I just keep calling him Patch. I keep forgetting their names. This is a pistol in his hands. Look at the size of that fucking pistol. And then you got the blade attachment on it, but
Yeah.
that's a massive pistol. And same thing here with a mech tank girl. That's a huge ass pistol. That's making me think those are revolvers that came back.
hmm
Those are just massive ass guns.
And then the siren has like a pretty small pistol.
Yep, which looks like a doll repeater.
hmm
So yeah, here's where we get some guns dropping. And not too much in this one, but this is the 1 billion. And that's where I want to
Yeah.
point out they didn't make up a number this time. They said a real number. So did they create enough variety with guns and attachments and, it's no more like Torg doesn't make snipers. We saw a Torg sniper earlier. Just
Yeah.
everybody makes everything. You
That would
add
be
in more
so cool.
classes, more accessories, and you get it up to that many guns.
hmm
Also, this look Jacob's pistol on the ground with that Jacob's sight. That looks cool.
And yeah, I wish that was a thing in Borderlands 2 because TDR assault rifles.
Yep,
It
would have
would, it
been
would be
so cool.
perfect.
Yep. And of course, everyone's favorite, the running gun. So this
That
is what
also looks tedious.
also, yeah, it also makes me think, like, when I was saying secondary functions of guns, like, well, this might just be a legendary, but
Yeah, I think that's a
yeah,
unique, probably. Like a TDR you toss
yeah,
and then it runs
runs
away and
around and
shoots.
shoots people, which would be fucking hilarious. It's probably gonna be not that great of a gun, but like probably an
Yeah,
early quest reward, I bet, or something.
kind of like the Deliverance a
Yep.
bit.
So here we have Tank Girl going into her tank, and this is where you can see it digistructing around her. I took a few frames here. This looks really
Yeah.
cool. As you see her kind of falling in as it digistructs around her. I mean, I can't wait to see that in game. Then you see the
hmm
hatch close, and this is where you see the two different guns as
What
well.
I'm kind of hoping is that if you change skins with her, um, does the mech also change its skin?
Ooh, I
Because
hope
that would
so.
be so cool.
Yeah. Then you see the hatch closes, and then the guns are out. Look at the size
hmm
of that drum on the right arm. Same thing on the left arm, just massive. You see the bullets feeding in there. I mean, the attention to detail in this stuff is so fucking
hmm
good. I'm in love with it. So now we go to guns. This is exciting. We're on slide 106. So this is an incendiary assault rifle with a camouflage, probably dull.
hmm
But look at this. You have two sights. See this?
Yeah.
Upper sight and right sight. That's where I think you can tilt the gun and you can have multiple sights.
Yeah, and different firing modes.
Yep. And then you definitely see we have a 664 and a 28. So you have, the dot
Damage over
damage here,
time.
damage
Yeah.
over time, and the regular damage.
And there's
So
also
a white
one
number,
of
which is weird.
one of them. Yeah. Maybe that's the secondary
Actually, this
fire.
might not be 664 because it looks like that it might be 66 and there's something to the right of it. Because that 4, there's another number it looks like it's hidden. Or that could be 664 with another number behind. It's hard to
Yeah.
tell here.
But definitely different numbers going on, so
So definitely
probably damage over
dots.
time.
Yep. This gun is hard to see. I can't really tell what it is, but it looks like some kind of heavy weapon.
hmm Which is also why I was thinking maybe gonna be a new weapon type.
Yep. I definitely think there's one. So this thing looks fucking cool.
Oh
There's a
yeah.
lot going on with this gun. I don't really know
It looks
everything
kind
going
of
on with it, but it looks like a sniper. But it almost
uh-huh.
looks like it has
Kind of
two drums here. That
maybe
sight looks
Valov.
amazing. It could be Vladoff. I haven't seen many things that look Vladoff yet, so this could be
Mm.
that. But I like the kind of like the gears around the drum here. Yeah, that probably is because Vladoff had drum barrels on their snipers. 'Cause they had
Yeah, and
heavy
it's like
ammo. That
fully
probably is
automatic.
Vladoff. Yeah, this thing looks fucking sweet.
Yeah, definitely.
And you got an accessory on the scope here. Beams are back.
hmm
This is definitely
Looks
a
like
beam
a
rifle.
laser gun.
Yep. And we're fighting Skags, so we know we're going to fight Skags again. I love the look of these new shotguns. They're not as like bulky
Yeah.
as the Borderlands 2 shotguns, but they look like real shotguns and they
Yeah,
look
they look
sweet.
like
Pump
with
action.
pump action. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And this is the Beastmaster holding it because he's got these little claws. And I just love the look of these guns.
So probably Jacobs most
Yeah.
likely.
And then this pistol, you can't really see this gun too well. Looks like another arid area with sirens holding it, but not too much there. This one, though. So there's a lot here. One, this doesn't look like the beam. It looks like an arcing projectile. But another cool thing is you see in the bottom right the number 2 with that symbol. So this looks like there's multiple guns that have an ammo count displayed on the
Yeah,
gun.
on some Hyperion guns later on, that's also
Yep.
there.
So it's going to be interesting what the new HUD looks like. And a lot of like more modern shooters have stuff like this on the guns rather than in a HUD.
So what I was thinking about this gun, it kind of looks like maybe you're swaying to the right, and so it's not a beam gun, but maybe you're spitting out like this molten.
Yeah,
liquid
because the
at
next shot
enemies.
you see it land and explode with splash damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what kind of gun this is, but it seems pretty damn interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely new weapon type there. And we see another gun that's like this later, but it definitely looks heavy too. It's a bulky gun.
Yeah.
Here we see you see this this looks like a grenade launcher again. See the size of this ammo here?
Yeah.
That's got to be grenades. And not an actual grenade, but that's like a grenade launcher,
Yeah. I know
not a
what you
rocket
mean. Yeah.
launcher. Yeah, so this thing that looks like a new weapon type, definitely. And we've seen some others like that.
I think in Borderlands 1 there were grenade launchers, but they never officially made it into the game.
Yeah.
And it also looks a bit like TDR again.
Yeah, it definitely looks TDR. So TDR grenade launchers will make you happy.
Oh yeah.
This next one, this might have been the most exciting shot in the game to me. Phase lock.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe you're fighting with Maya here, but this big hand looks like the siren's arms. This is a siren's
Mm-hmm.
hand. So
And it looks more blue, so
yeah,
electric.
yeah. So I'm wondering if she's got like a phase lock augmentation to her melee style. Just dear God, and
Yeah,
definitely
like
a
maybe
little dull, shitty pistol.
maybe like the hand comes um up from below and
Yeah.
grabs an enemy or something. And
Uh,
you can also see in this shot she's taking shield damage.
yep. So I don't know what's going on here, but I'm excited to find out.
But one thing, now this is probably just low level gameplay, but 11 damage. I'm hoping that scales well.
Yeah, a lot of this early stuff we've seen is really low damage stuff, so I'm assuming it was like that in the other games too. It was all like
Hmm.
early gameplay stuff.
Yeah.
This pistol's kind of interesting because this is definitely a new barrel, Hyperion pistol.
Hmm.
So, but this definitely is repeater pistol.
Maybe also SMG with
Yeah,
like
it
a
looks
grip
too
and
small to
stuff.
be an SMG, but maybe.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. We can't really see the entire gun.
Yeah, but
And
yeah,
at
it
this
doesn't look
angle.
very big, but yeah, it could be either or. But that's definitely a new barrel, so new gun parts. But we've seen
Hmm.
that with other guns. But I kind of like the look of it.
Yeah, looks Hyperion for sure.
Now this shotgun, hell yeah, and it's got like a revolver cartridge in it. It looks Jacobs, but the revolver
Yeah.
part doesn't seem Jacobs.
It's yellow, so maybe explosive.
Yeah,
Maybe maybe it's a unique, but probably not because the skin is like normal.
yeah. I don't know what's going on there. Sorry, I just got a text I had to respond to. Yeah, so yeah, this gun's got me pretty excited, but it doesn't quite look Jacobs.
Hmm.
So this looks like an E-Tech sniper, and that purple definitely looks slag.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. So if we're gonna have cryo and slag, I bet they're gonna change slag, and they're gonna wonder if we're gonna have two debuffs that work differently.
Yeah. Maybe they'll also change cryo a bit.
Yeah,
Because one thing about cryo was that it was
kind of
uh
broken.
it was kind of um buffing some playstyles more than others, like explosive, melee, and crits.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I don't
or
know where
maybe
they're going
slag
with
just
that.
hits other things, or who knows what they're doing. But it looks like we have
Yeah.
cryo and slag, which is
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah. If that's the case, I'm actually kind of happy about that. But I will have to see how they'll balance it
Yeah.
because things could get kind of broken at that point.
Yeah, because if you can double debuff a boss, that's going to make boss fights balanced around a double debuff, and that's going to be tough and
Yeah.
annoying.
And
I don't
and
want to apply two debuffs.
yeah, people are already, or some people are already annoyed at the fact that slag is much more of a requirement at OP8 in Borderlands 2.
Yep.
And so if you add cryo and slag and you balance that around the game around that, either you're gonna have to have a lot of debuffs going on or you're gonna be broken as shit and the game
Yep.
is just too easy.
Yeah. So we'll find out later.
Yeah.
This is just a little pistol, but it looks like it's Torg. 'Cause it looks like explosions coming out. Looks like
Mm-hmm.
gyrojets. So a little Torg repeater, which seems odd to Torg, but I like the effects on the gun because on the left of it here, you almost see like a little like heads-up display with some writing and stuff. It just looks a little more advanced than the Borderlands 2 guns.
Yeah. Also, the area again looks like that other planet.
Oh,
the
it
city.
does. I didn't even catch that. Good call.
And I think that the person there sitting in the background is that the tech guy's doppelganger.
No, I
It's
don't think
kind of
so because
hard
he
to
would be
tell.
all blue, I think. But yeah, that
Yeah.
shirt looks like it. So here is another one where we see the double barrel. This one almost looks like a triple barrel because you have this barrel on top, and then where the knife attaches to looks like a second barrel, and then the third barrel looks like a grenade launcher.
Yeah.
And you also see a
Again,
double
really heavy
drum.
gun. Lots of things going on there.
Yeah. So these guns look very advanced and very complex.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if like that bottom barrel's an attachment. Like that's an
Yeah.
accessory. It doesn't always come with it, but it can spawn with it. That would be
It
interesting.
has like its extra little grip on the bottom of it. So
Yep.
maybe grenade launcher or something.
That's what I'm thinking. So I think this is like a Vladoff, like a heavy Vladoff sniper with a grenade attachment, which would be crazy. And it's got a blade. So I've seen some other weapons where I've definitely seen two attachments. So I think we can use the two attachment slots in this game,
Oh yeah. Because
which
that was
would definitely increase the number of guns drastically.
yeah. In Borderlands 2, like there were only a handful of guns that actually used the second
Yep.
slot.
And this again, that looks like the Helio station in the background here.
Mm-hmm.
This one you can't really see at all, but it looks like another grenade launcher. But you have your little like monkey guys here too.
Yeah, and again, looks kind of like the Hammerlock
Yep.
DLC a bit.
Especially the buildings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This one is hard to tell what's going on with this gun, but it looks really bulky and thick, and you have a heads-up display on the back of it with the ammo count.
Yeah.
But I can't tell what kind of gun this is. That's almost like that Torg gun we saw earlier that it looked like a shotgun, but the other shotguns look so sleek now that it almost
Maybe
looks like a heavy
Maliwan
blaster.
shotgun?
I wonder if this is like the laser shotguns. Like maybe they have like blasters. And
Oh
instead
yeah,
of
could be.
splitters, they just did like more like splat guns.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But yeah,
But
again,
yeah,
Maliwan in the
definitely looks like a
background
heavy weapon type, but doesn't look like the Jacobs shotguns we saw, or maybe they split shotguns into two shotguns. Who knows?
yeah, could be.
This just looks like an SMG in another like arid area. It almost looks like a buzzard in the background flying. We haven't seen any buzzards.
Yeah, could also be two wings though. Maybe
Yeah.
a rack.
Yeah.
And the SMG, I think, it kind of reminds me of Borderlands 1.
Yeah, actually it does. I didn't even think about that. But a blade attachment again, which I've seen a lot of blade attachments, which makes me think if they're going to do separate melee weapons, they wouldn't do blade attachments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
This one just looks like a typical Maliwan SMG.
Which still looks sick, I think.
Yep. But they didn't change those much. This is one of those weird heavy guns. So you can see
Yeah.
it looks like it's got three barrels and there's three projectiles going out. And you're like holding it off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got to be like shoulder mounted or something if you can hold it like that. So this looks like a new heavy weapon type. The design, the way you hold it, almost looks like the rail guns from the TPS, but this is definitely not a rail gun.
Yeah, I think there's one more like that coming
Yep,
up
there
later.
is. Yep. So yeah, these look very interesting. And it's not, doesn't look like the grenade launchers. So it looks like a whole new type. And there you can see the explosion.
Yeah.
So this one looks, this kind of looks like that other Maliwan gun we just saw. kind of a
Yeah.
thick, short gun that looks almost like a splat gun. It looks like it's shooting a big amount of cryo splash, or that could be
Hmm.
shock.
And also in the background, you see these
A bunch of
new
those monkeys.
enemy
Yep.
types. Yeah.
And
So
yeah,
we'll
probably the
definitely be
hammerlock
fighting
area.
those.
Yeah, they almost,
Yeah.
I think, are going to be like the new stalkers, like the really quick enemies that are annoying as hell.
Hmm.
That guy looks like he's
Yeah.
going to throw a barrel at you. Looks like he's holding onto a barrel. This is another one of those, like, grenade launchers, but a single grenade on it at a time, which is really interesting. I love the look of that gun and the look of these psychos coming at you.
Yeah.
But it looks like there's another barrel below it, too, so I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, so here's that heavy gun again, another
Yeah.
version of
That's
it.
it.
And you can see
And
like a
then,
bunch of, you can see these 3 like gyro jets out there again. Or it might even be more because you see a bunch of things going on there. So I don't know what's going on with these things, but
hmm
I think it's a new weapon type for sure.
and again, the background looks like Torque DLC.
Yep, definitely looks like
And
the badass crater.
yeah, with
That
those
that enemy,
posters.
that boss could be coming out of this like
Yeah, I think so
area.
too. And like the two people you see on those posters probably like going to be a boss fight as well or
Oh
something.
yeah, could be. Let the pain and terror begin. Yeah, they probably restarted the arena.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've seen this area already before. This gun looks interesting because this looks like it could be an SMG. What's weird is this big bottom piece.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with this thing.
But looks Hyperion again.
Yep,
And
looks
also
very
with the
Hyperion.
ammo count
Yep,
thing at the side there.
yep. So here we have another, looks like a slag laser gun. Looks dull.
Yep. And again in the Maliwan area.
Yeah, it looks like that other planet. Huh.
So there's
Um,
a lot of fighting going on there,
yeah.
apparently.
So this next one, this looks like a Torg sniper.
Yeah.
Because we've seen this kind of look at these gears before on another one. You have a sight off to the left, which is weird,
But it
and it's shooting
looks
a gyrojet.
yeah, but the thing is it looks like it has those green lights on the scope,
Hmm.
which would I would think it's corrosive, but the projectile doesn't look corrosive, and the
Yeah,
rest of
that
the
is
gun doesn't
interesting.
either.
But it looks like we're getting Torg snipers. It
Yeah.
could be some other heavy weapon type, but it looks like a Torg sniper. And again, that looks like the crashed Helios base in the
Helios,
background.
yeah.
This thing. So
Oh yeah,
this almost
this.
looks Iridian. It looks like organics have taken over a laser gun. And it looks
Mm-hmm.
like it's cryo.
A Maliwan weapon, yeah.
Yep. So that's interesting.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
it's a
good.
unique or maybe it's a whole nother weapon type. But it looks
Yeah.
like a sniper laser.
It looks like maybe even unique attachments.
Could be.
Like you can infect your weapons or something.
That could be sweet. A technovirus like Cable. So this looks like a cryo gun, but again we have a heads up display with the ammo count. Definitely cryo, lots of green on this one. And it looks like
Corrosive.
corrosive, sorry. And it's a spin barrel again.
Yeah.
This looks like a pretty sweet assault rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And
Also
look
looks
at the
loud.
watch. So there's a few shots of a watch with like different times on it. So I wonder if that's part of a HUD or if that's just actually time of day,
Oh
which
yeah.
is interesting. Next, this one looks weird because you have these canisters. So these don't look like the other grenade launchers, but there's a green
Yeah.
cloud around this guy with white numbers.
Yes. We saw like flamethrowers.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'm thinking those could be a new weapon type. We shoot like clouds for corrosive and like I don't know
Maybe because
what
there's
it's
another
going
shot
to
of a
be.
gun with a canister like this on it, which is
Hmm.
different. Looks different from
Um,
grenade launchers.
Also about this shot, it it's kind of hard to tell in a picture, but in the trailer it looks like the enemy is moving up, and you have all of those particles. So I'm thinking maybe a
Weird.
singularity grenade.
It could be. So maybe it's a different kind of grenade launcher. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely interesting there. So this, you got a little repeater. But what's weird is,
Mm-hmm.
look at below the repeater. It looks like there's a big attachment below it. That's kind of like fat compared to this tiny gun.
Yeah, it also looks kind of like a canister.
Yeah, which is interesting. But also the gun in the top right, that looks weird as hell. With a big
Yeah.
side piece. I don't know what's going on there. Like, that Molly one in the bottom left looks interesting. The top left looks pretty standard. Bottom right, you can't see much of it, but just looks like a doll. But yeah, it looks like a gas canister or something on the bottom of it. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that repeater also reminds me of Borderlands 1 again.
Yep. Here we definitely have another one of those like fat Torg guns that might be some kind of like splat gun or blaster.
Yeah.
But it
I
just
think
looks
this gun is
clean. I think
this
we see
gun
this gun again.
yeah, but without the sight.
Yeah. But even the rails, like it just all looks cleaner.
About the background in that last picture.
Mm-hmm.
That looks kind of interesting as well. It looks like this abandoned place, but you also have like this um like more bigger buildings and stuff. So I'm kind of wondering what this is about.
It does look like a different area. I didn't catch that before. Huh. Next, this pistol is my favorite gun in the trailer. With the bullets on the side of the barrel, that weird hammer.
Oh
This
yeah.
it's a total badass looking revolver. I want this thing. I got another shot here. You can see kind of the bullets better, and you see this again. They show it twice, but it's like 3 frames each. This thing looks weird as hell. You have this
Oh
like
yeah.
arcing projectile, which doesn't make any sense. It
It
looks
looks
like a
like a
heavy
flag
sniper.
cannon or something.
Yeah, I don't know what this is, but then you have all this stuff off to the side, and again you have 2 scopes. You have a scope on the left and a scope on top.
Yeah.
I
Looks
don't know
really
what this
interesting.
thing is, but it looks like a heavy sniper. But then that guy you're fighting, he's like throwing buzz axes with dynamite at you.
Yeah, I think he's shooting them actually.
Yeah. Then you have like a little partner. This looks like a boss fight. This also looks like the area in Borderlands 1 where you fought a sledge.
Oh yeah, kinda.
The
With
buildings
like
look
that.
like it.
Uh-huh. With that thing on the side there.
Yep.
I think it was a train station. So you
Yeah,
also have,
yeah.
like those
Yeah, you got the rails
railroads
there.
at the
It
bottom.
looks like that area.
Mm-hmm.
Next we go to some kind of assault rifle. I don't know what's going on here, but it looks like a cool gun. I like the details. You got that little
Yeah.
laser sight, and you got the wires going onto it. It looks nice. You also have 2 sights again.
Mm-hmm. And the
So,
reflections. The
yep,
reflections also look pretty cool.
yep. So there's stuff going on there. So this is the confirmation of sliding. This is a big deal.
Mm-hmm. We have 2 shots of that, I think.
Yep. And that looks like the Siren's boot, but I don't know what that thing around the gun is. That's interesting, those
Yeah.
pink lines. But
Almost,
enemies with
almost looks.
shields again.
Yeah.
But the sliding
Almost looks like
mechanic
a.
is... That's going to really up our movement in this game, which is fun, because Borderlands should be arcadey and fast, and it shouldn't be about hiding behind cover and taking pot shots. It should be running and gunning,
Mm-hmm.
using your action skills, and sliding, I think, adds to that, especially if we're going to lose double jumping.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I was also going to mention that because it doesn't look like we have Oz kits.
Nope.
So I don't know. So they'll probably do something with the movement,
Yep.
like sliding, maybe something else.
Maybe the mech's got, like, boosters, or who knows.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out. This looks like Lynchwood, but this is another shot of one of those heavy weapons that we
Oh
don't
yeah.
understand. But that definitely looks like Lynchwood, which, if we go back to Lynchwood, I will be so happy.
Yeah.
I love my Lynchwood, as you know. Um, this just looks like back in the jungle area with pretty much a standard assault rifle. Nothing too exciting here in this one.
Yeah.
Looks like
Looks
a
let
low
off.
rarity. Yeah. Looks like a Vladoff repeater here. Nothing too fancy. New barrel type though. Some new attachments it looks like.
Yeah. And looks like a treasure chest
Yep.
there that's
Yep.
opening.
This gun, it's hard to tell. It could be an SMG. They're loading it from the top there.
Yeah. Looks
Colors are interesting,
Maliwan-ish.
but it doesn't look like other Maliwan SMGs. So maybe it's a repeater
Mm-hmm.
pistol, Maliwan repeater pistol. I don't know.
Yeah, could be wide rarity or something.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, they might have different looks for different rarities.
But again, the area just looks beautiful, I think.
Yeah, the jungle area looks awesome. Next one here, this shotgun's got a lot of people excited. This thing looks sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I want this very badly. And I'm just excited for the new shotgun look. I don't know
Also,
what brand that is, but it could be Jacobs, but it looks so good.
the gun in the background is just flying there.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if he just
maybe,
died and it's popping up. Because there's also a health vial
yeah,
that flew down, it looks like.
yeah, it could be. He's kind of like in a weird position there.
Yeah, he might have just been killed. Another double scope on a assault rifle or combat rifle. Looks kind of low rarity, nothing too special, but I think we've seen a lot of confirmation of double scopes,
Mm-hmm.
which is very interesting. This is that pistol again. God, I love the look
Oh
of this
yeah.
pistol. This looks so awesome.
Yeah, here it looks really cool.
Or, yeah, revolver, I should say, because I'm pretty sure they're separating them.
Yeah.
This one, so this looks like that other kind of weird arcing shot we saw.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering
Also
if these
flag again,
guns,
maybe.
yeah, it almost looks like when you pull the trigger, it like puts a projectile out and then you swing the gun around to move it like a
Mm-hmm.
light beam. I could be wrong there, but I don't know what these guns are, but I'm excited for them. New gun type. Looks like
Yep.
with splash damage and looks very interesting. This looks like that same Torg gun we saw before. Says
Yeah.
explosive on the side. I like these wheels over here. I don't know what this thing does, but it also has that like gas canister on the bottom.
Yeah. Kind of looks like it could be a unique or legendary or something.
Yeah, looks very cool. And then that
Mm-hmm.
head in like there's like a head in the background with spikes or something, like a
Yeah.
giant monument. I don't know what's going on there.
Looks like Torg DLC again, maybe.
Maybe. So here we're inside again with this looks like a bandit gun that's either in shock or cryo.
Yeah. The area looks kind of like uh Southpaw.
Oh, it does. Could be.
Yeah, maybe something like that again.
Another looks like a doll repeater pistol. Kind of an interesting foregrip, new looking barrel. Definitely back in the dust, and it looks like the Helio station back there again. So,
Yep. And
but
also to the right, you have that skull thing again.
oh yeah, so same
Right.
area. Wait, is that skull on that billboard? Is that the same skull that was on Tina's, the one with the bee?
Uh, kind of looks like
Maybe.
it,
I don't
but
know. I can't tell.
yeah, it's kind of difficult to tell.
This gun looks interesting. So I don't know what the hell this thing is, but I took a few shots of it so you can see it shoot.
Yeah.
Because it's got like a barrel, but then it's got this ring in front of the barrel with these blue lights, but then it shoots explosions. And it's definitely like an arcing projectile.
Yeah.
And it's a
Looks
heavy weapon type.
interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know what that is, but it looks bandit and it looks cool. But again, lots of new weapon types.
Hmm.
A tiny little repeater pistol that looks pretty cool.
Could be a revolver, I think, because it also has like this thing you pull
Oh,
back
maybe
there.
there's a little round there. Huh. I like the sight though.
Yeah.
This thing, so you got a bunch of bullets going around here. I think this thing's got reflecting bullets. It looks like some kind of laser sniper. So I have this first shot here, and you can see the one to the left. If you follow that red path, it looks like it's bouncing around these crates.
Yeah.
And then I have a...
Could also be multiple projectiles when it's
Yeah.
firing really
But
rapidly,
you
maybe.
see the second shot here. Now that middle one looks like it bounced off the wall and came back. And the one to the right looks like it
Yeah.
just bounced off and it's reflecting.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Mm-hmm.
we have anybody with like Bohr family skills, we got reflecting projectiles which can be broken. We're
Kind
already
of looks
breaking
like
mechanics.
yeah. It looks like E-Tech snipers from Borderlands
Yeah.
2.
Yep. Definitely. So yeah, here's another gun with a heads-up display. It looks Hyperion.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like another Torg heavy weapon shotgun kind of thing. We don't see this one shoot, but this thing looks like it hits hard.
Yep. For
Back
sure.
in the jungle area. This looks like a crazy bandit weapon. I don't know what the hell this thing is. There's a lot going on it, but
I
I want
really
it.
like the color scheme on it.
Yeah.
With
Definitely looks
looks
bandit,
like
though.
yeah, it looks like it's painted with a spray can or something.
Yep. And here we have some really badass looking demon boss shooting some missiles at you and you have some really crappy looking Hyperion SMG. That doesn't look fair at all.
What's that on the bottom left there? I just noticed.
That looks like an Iridian.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. This dude just killed Iridians. This guy looks scary.
Yeah,
That might be a late
definitely
game
looks like a
boss.
boss
Holy
fight.
fuck. Alright, Iridian's confirmed in the trailer. I haven't seen anybody else notice that.
Well, I don't know if it's an Iridian, but it
It
looks
looks
like it
like
at
it.
least.
Or Iridian Guardians or whatever they are.
Yeah, not Iridians themselves.
Yeah, this next one was a Mollywan. This is cool because it looks like it's charging
Mm-hmm.
and then it shoots out like this splat shot, which is
Yeah,
interesting. It could be a
maybe
unique
you.
gun, I think.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe you with Maliwan repeaters. Maybe you have the option to either rapidly fire or
Oh
hold down the
shit,
trigger and
that would be
charge.
sweet. But either way, we've got an interesting little Mollywan pistol here.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like splash damage for sure.
And the area again looks kind
Look
of
at the Mollywan sight
polished.
too. Just the
Yeah.
holographic. That looks awesome. Another one of these big ass heavy weapons with 3 barrels, and you can see the 3 gyro jets out there
Mm-hmm.
back in the dust. These things look fun. This looks like another laser gun in the Mollywan area. This punk sign up here that looks like Tiny Tina, but that doesn't look like Brick and Mordecai with her. It looks like a Psycho, and I don't know who else. So that's interesting, this sign. And
Oh
it's in the
yeah,
Mollywan area too, so I don't know what's going on there.
could just be like advertising.
Yeah, for some punk clothing. Another little repeater, but again, I like the laser attachment here with the wires, and you have the watch again with a time of
Mm-hmm.
day. So just
Just
the
so
effects
much
on it,
detail.
yeah, looks fantastic. So here we go to some drops. So one thing I want to point out, you have this, it looks like almost a sawed-off shotgun, or maybe it's a long pistol with double barrels falling kind of on the right in the middle of the screen here.
Yeah.
And then behind it looks like that shotgun with the pump grip
Mm-hmm.
with an interesting barrel on it. You have kind of a standard looking green revolver falling there. Some SMGs.
Yeah. That purple SMG looks Hyperion with the
Yeah.
black again.
So you have a pump action shotgun falling now. Seeing the upper left, this purple gun,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a glitch gun.
Yeah, that's what you pointed out.
Yep. That
Uh,
looks, compared to the
I-
textures on these other guns, it looks different.
Yeah, but what I'm thinking, it could be a unique that has like a unique
It could.
texture to it, but also it's purple, so I'm thinking slag.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely purple, and it's got that like back grip there that's purple. Also, the 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 grip on that shotgun behind it's beautiful. That
Mhm.
lever action, I meant. Yeah.
That one also has a foregrip.
Yep. I really like
That's
that.
interesting.
But yeah, this SMG to me looks glitch. And then here it's falling again. It's still, the texture still looks different than other guns around it.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if they would just show a single glitch gun
Yeah.
like that without any context.
Then a few more guns falling here. This is a big ass accessory on this pistol. And look at this other, you have an extended mag and a big accessory. So I think that confirms two accessories.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, I think. And the weapon there at
You
the
see it
top,
here too. Yeah.
yeah, the weapon that just came down also looks
That
pretty
purple.
interesting.
It's
Also looks
definitely an
kind of
SMG.
Hyperion-ish.
Yeah. And then, yeah, this is the last shot we have here. And there's some interesting weapons on the left, but it's hard to see what they are.
Yeah.
Although, look at the gun in the hand of the Beastmaster. That looks like an interesting, like, Jacob sniper, too.
Oh, yeah. Looks like a musket or something.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all of it. That's 174 slides of us talking for way too long. And I was supposed to be with my girlfriend's like 20 minutes ago. I just realized she's probably mad at me. But I'm recording this for you guys, getting in trouble with the lady friend. She sent me a few texts, so we'll see.
But yeah, what do you think in general about this trailer?
There's so much. I'm incredibly excited. So the game looks huge, which it needs to be. The gun variation looks huge, and that's massive because the biggest problem with the pre-sequel for me is we already knew the guns. And exploring the story, exploring the maps, and exploring the guns are like all part of it. And we didn't have to explore the guns with the pre-sequel. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy for new gun types and new gun systems and multiple sights and multiple accessories and new accessories and potential double accessories, double sights, double firing modes, just a lot.
Lots and lots
You
and
know, new skill trees. I was hoping for more than 4 Vault Hunters, but whatever. We'll get DLC
Yeah.
Vault Hunters. They're kind of sticking to that formula. I get it. I like that they're sticking to the core of what Borderlands is, and they're not tempted by all these new trends, but they are modernizing it a little bit. You know, sliding, upgrading heads-up displays as we were kind of seeing on these guns, and a lot of modern touches to kind of bring it to the next generation while keeping it feeling Borderlands.
Yeah.
Yeah, really excited for the action skills, really excited for the skill trees. I think the story could be epic. They've gotten a
Yeah.
lot better at storytelling as they've gone on with these games.
There's lots and lots of fun calculations for us to do.
Yeah, but like a lot of enemy variety, a lot of boss variety. Yeah, and like all that's just part of what makes Borderlands so big. And in the characters' action skills just seem like pretty diverse too. Like we haven't seen a mech before.
Yeah.
We've had pet classes, but they keep getting better. So I'm pretty excited for the
Yeah.
Beastmaster because
We
they've-
don't really have any repeats either.
yeah, like
You had-
Bloodwing
you had
was
two
pretty
turrets.
basic. The turrets
you
were
had-
turrets. Death Trap was better than Bloodwing, I think, but way buggier. Wolf and Saint were awesome if you consider them pets.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
And I think there are more pets than turrets. And so I'm excited about like AIs with the pets, and I don't know. There's so much to be excited about. And they've made 3 amazing games, and I have full faith for them to make an amazing 4th one.
Yep. For sure. What I'm kind of hoping with this game is that it delves a bit deeper into the storyline of Iridians and the Vaults, kind of like what Tales did, and I hope they connect a lot with Tales
Yeah.
and continue where that left off and clear up some mysteries.
I mean, we've seen characters from the Tales. I mean, Vaughn was in the
Yeah.
teaser. Reese is in this. I don't think we saw Fiona, but she's probably somewhere.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
I'm
the
hoping
Beastmaster might be Loaderbot.
maybe. But yeah, I hope they're connected. A lot of stuff, and yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Aside from an awesome game with awesome gameplay, of course, and awesome characters.
Yeah. Yeah, and just I'm just looking forward to rediscovering Borderlands, because
Oh yeah.
Borderlands 2 is so old, and the pre-sequel was shared too much with Borderlands 2 that it had less
Yeah.
discovery, and it had the
And
same damage calculations, same weapons.
hmm
So
and by now
it was
we've
really
put
easy
so
to
many
get the
hours.
mechanics of the pre-sequel because we knew them.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have so many hours in those games
Yep.
now. It's time for something new.
Yeah.
And I think Borderlands 3 will deliver.
Yeah, and no other looter shooters really are delivering, and this looks like it's going to
Hmm.
deliver. And they just up the ante and redesigning the gun system, and yeah, I'm just so
Yeah.
much to discover, so much to explore, so much to experience. I can't wait.
Oh yeah. It's
So
gonna be fun.
yep. So with that said, if you guys are still watching, please subscribe to both of us. Head over to Demonite's channel. If you watch on Demonite's, head over to mine. Follow us on all of our social media, Twitters and Discords and all that shit.
Yep.
All right. I will see you all later. Bye.
See ya, everyone.